We are cutting into what was not a White House coronavirus task force briefing. I am Ari Melber. Our special coverage continues. We are going to avoid airing any more of this White House briefing until it returns to what it was supposed to be, which was the coronavirus task force providing medical information. What we just saw, I want to be very clear with viewers, was a video the White House put out which suggests they are spending their precious time right now making videos that defend the president's record and tenure rather than provide the much-needed emergency medical information that was promised at these daily briefings. I want to bring in Professor Anne Rimoin, an infectious disease expert at UCLA, virologist, and NBC Science contributor Joseph Fair. Howell Raines, former executive editor of the New York Times, is with me as well. And Howell, I begin with you because you ran the New York Times. You know your way around journalism. I'm curious, as a journalist, what you think it's important that viewers know when the White House basically takes over what was promised to be a coronavirus task force briefing and does some kind of backward-looking, edited video propaganda instead.
Ari, I think this is one of the most astonishing acts of disinformation we've seen from a White House since the Vietnam era and the 5 o'clock follies of Lyndon Johnson's administration. The news today, and this is one of those days as a journalist when you have to put on your analytical hat and hack your way through what's really happening. What really happened today is that some smart, serious governors, Governor Newsom on the West Coast, Governor Cuomo and Governor Lamont on the East Coast, took action to prevent the president from making a thunderous blunder that would further endanger the health of the American people. What we are seeing here, I think, is a kind of imploding presidency. And with an implosion, you have to have a black hole at the center. And I think what we have here is a black hole that consists of two elements: President Trump's extremely fragile ego and his distrust of expertise and government experts. And when I watch Dr. Fauci just now, I was reminded, as I am often by he and the other doctors that come out, they remind me of nervous parents trying to cope with a 3-year-old on a sugar high. This is a very grim moment.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.